The year was 1936, and from his small garage in Columbus, Nebraska, Walter D. Behlen founded Behlen Manufacturing. The first products produced by Behlen were steel toe caps for work shoes and clamps for wooden egg crates.
The Behlen family was very, very entrepreneurial. They came up with new products constantly. Walt was a great engineer, and they were also great marketers.
The company quickly gained a reputation for innovative, quality farm products. In 1950, Behlen broadened the company's focus and expanded their products by offering grain bins and dryers, as well as a self-framing building system known as S-Span. By the mid-50s, Behlen had over 100,000 square feet in manufacturing facilities.
Well, the whole story about the Seattle World's Fair is probably one of my favorite stories. In fact, one of our longtime customers gave me a coin, and the story behind that is that the Behlen brothers bought $1 million worth of silver dollars. They put it on 2 Behlen trucks. They drove them all the way from Philadelphia to Seattle. And when they got to Seattle, they sold all the coins. It also was a marketing program that for the most part paid for itself. So it's really, I guess, a very unique entrepreneurial marketing approach to business.
In 1969, after 33 years of innovation and growth, the Behlen brothers sold the company to the Wix Corporation. However, while Behlen continued to grow, the Wix Corporation did not have the long-term success of Behlen Manufacturing in mind.
Wix was a huge corporation. Behlen was making money, but Wix was taking the money and buying other companies and not investing in the business.
Following a major collapse in the grain storage industry in 1984, it became clear Wix could no longer diversify Behlen.
I really believe that that was the time. If Behlen was going to fail, it would have failed, and the people here wouldn't let that happen.
In stepped a management buyout team headed by Tony Raimondo that returned the company to local ownership. But the road ahead wouldn't be easy.
You're talking about the days when we said we bought the whole of the donut. We're losing $7 million a year. We had to make a big impact. We had to convince everybody, like overnight, that we were going to be a different company.
Tony Raimondo felt this critical transition hinged on 3 core elements: culture, organizational change, and marketing strategies.
And that's when we threw away the time clocks, and we put everybody in the company on an honor system. We know if our people lead us to being better off, if their engagement is high, we're going to all win. And I think the score sheet is looking pretty good right now.
There's a reason we call our people, our employees, partners in progress. My father, back in the 80s, when he became the manager of Behlen, the owner of Behlen, he instilled participative management, that we believe in our people. One of his favorite slogans was, "We don't ask people to leave their brains at the front door. Please bring all of your capabilities in the front door."
In fact, the Awareness is Money, or AIM program, is the perfect example of Behlen's Partners in Progress involvement in cost-saving productivity solutions.
We have 4 dedicated full-time people that put people's ideas together to help workstations, whether it's a lift table, or it's a rack, or it's something that helps material handling. The reward is that AIM ideas improve gain sharing, and gain sharing is where we like to share. So gain sharing is a team program. We want to encourage people to work together as a team to get results for our customers, and then they're rewarded by productivity improvements.
Since 1984, the Behlen building blocks have communicated the cultural foundation for the Partners in Progress. To kick off the year of celebration and change, the building blocks have been converted to the global values.
We've put a definition with each of the values, and then we've also put a list of desired behaviors for each of the values. So there's a lot more meat in the global values, and I think that's helpful for all of our Partners in Progress, and this year we're kicking that off.
I had this game plan that we would have factories inside a factory. So we have 3 business units or 3 factories inside that business unit that operate with a very strong focus on the customers.
This leading-edge teamwork concept led to 3 diverse business units: Behlen Country, Behlen Building Systems, and International and Diversified Products. Plus a dedicated trucking company, BMC Transportation.
You know, in my role in customer service and project management type activities, it's really important to build the relationships with the customers, and I think that echoes throughout Behlen and all the different business units.
A few years ago, Greensburg, Kansas was hit with a tornado and just literally leveled the entire city. But they needed this building, and they needed it fast. The team just came together. I think we probably did it in a third, if not a fourth, of the normal time that it would take us to produce a building. You know, to know that you had a part in making somebody's dream come true, I mean, I think that's really satisfying.
In addition to industry-leading customer satisfaction, Behlen's unwavering commitment to quality is on display every day, with its partners responsible in demonstrating excellence, or PRIDE system.
I'm going to give you a little history there. That was created by a contest that we had back in 1999 on how we could name our quality system. Our partners in progress could submit their idea of what quality stood for Behlen. That means to me that whether you are the person at the front door or you are the truck driver, if you don't feel that the quality of service or the quality of product that we're putting out is not what you would like, then you can stop it, and you should stop it.
With the payment in kind PIC program crippling the grain bin industry in rural America, Behlen shifted its ag business internationally. At the same time, Behlen moved its building business from rural to metropolitan America.
You know, one of the great things about Behlen, we've weathered many storms, and probably one of the reasons that we're still here after 80 years is we are diversified. Right now, the ag economy is slow, but most of our other business units are doing wonderfully well. So that's a great advantage for Behlen, as we are diversified and we do many different things in many different markets.
There has been a tremendous bond formed between Behlen and Columbus, Nebraska over the past 80 years. For Behlen, they know an important part of their legacy is the commitment to stewardship and giving back to the Columbus community.
Behlen Manufacturing has been one of our pacesetter companies since we started the program back in the early 80s. They've been a tremendous supporter of the Columbus Area United Way. Phil was our drive chairman, probably 3 or 4 years ago. He was a lot of fun to work with. We had a very successful campaign that year.
I mean, you don't go to an event, you don't go and do anything in the community where Behlen's not involved and not a part of. So that's pretty impressive. I would estimate over the last 12 years that about 21 to 2,200 units of blood have been donated. I mean, you're talking upwards of 6,000 people have been affected and provided that blood that they need.
Anyone around here would also point to Behlen's involvement with the Higgins Memorial, and then more recently in the replication of that memorial on Utah Beach in Normandy, France. We'd gotten the boat built, we'd gotten the soldiers made, we'd gotten the funds raised to do those things, and we'd gotten to a point where we didn't know how we were going to get them to France in time. Into that gap stepped Behlen and figured out a way, using their contacts, to get the boat, and got it there and in place the day before the memorial was dedicated on the anniversary of D-Day.
When you take a look at the dedication of the partners in progress at Behlen, it's quite amazing. In this day and age, people working at the same company 40 or 50 years is simply unheard of. But at Behlen, the longevity comes down to one word: relationships.
At Behlen, we're a family. I mean, we work hard, we play hard, we have fun, we celebrate together. We cry together if something's wrong. We just have a good time. And you know when you come to work that you're supported by people that love you.
It's not really well known. It's known amongst most of our employees, but when somebody's sick, has a sick family member, we have a vacation pool. There's people that don't take their vacation, they turn it in there. So HR keeps track of that, and when somebody's in very dire need of time off, they don't have to go without pay. I think that is really something you don't hear of any other place that I'd ever been associated with.
My grandfather started out here in the early 50s, actually at the other building. And then my dad worked out here in the 70s as a driver. My mom worked out here in the 60s out of high school in the dryer department. So I've been pretty much around the Behlen element most of my life.
Well, I just helped a friend of mine get a job here last year. And I told him, you will meet some of the best people you've ever met in your life here. And it didn't take him long to agree. There are great people here. And that, I think, the camaraderie with what we have with each other has kept a lot of people here.
To me, it's a basic belief the Raimondo family understands and values that people want to make their families better off, and we're all in this together.
Behlen has grown from its humble beginning to a global leader in steel fabrication. But like any visionary company, Behlen knows its legacy will be determined by how it faces tomorrow's challenges and opportunities.
We're here for the long term, and we've got a great group of employees, a good management base, and Behlen's will be here for a long time in the future, looking for growth.
One day in the last 6 months, I woke up and I said, holy whatever. If we own this place, the Raimondo family owns this company one more year, we're going to own it longer than the Behlen brothers. I can't explain the astonishment of that realization.
We have that stick-to-it mentality. Our people are great, and they're really the ones that, as far as the last 3 decades, they're the ones that have helped us get through the tough times, and also we are able to share in the good times. So it's just been a really great story.